Well, hello everyone. How are y'all doing? So I just ended off what I thought was my video, but apparently I wasn't recording. So I just talked to myself for like 20 minutes for no reason. So that's what we're doing right now. But hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Basically today we'll be going over something like just a quick little topic in game that I feel like needs to be shared a little bit. I don't know if many people are talking about it. I don't really know, it's not a public event and it happens really slowly. So, people may not notice and it may kind of creep up on you as it did with me. So basically what I'm going to go ahead and show you guys is how I found out what's kind of going on. I really didn't actually plan on it, but as you guys can see, I have a decent amount of air battle staffs in here. I have some orbs somewhere and some, regular battle staffs. I was doing some crafting the other day for a video. Basically, I went from 77 to 80 crafting to go ahead and do that dragon stone / glory crafting method. And basically what I found then was that, doing doing skilling right now seems to be pretty cheap. And basically I'll go ahead and show you guys what I mean by that. I'll give you guys just a quick little example. So if we go ahead and price check everything in this inventory, as you guys can see, 137k. Now we go ahead and, put all of these together. Basically, we're going to get about 137 XP per one. So, given the fact that we get 137.5 XP per one, we multiply that times 14, which how many we have in the inventory, we're at 1925 XP. Now, you go ahead and say, that's pretty good. I'd say so myself. It's pretty quick inventory, pretty quick XP. I'd recommend for people to do it as it seems to be a pretty good method, but if you guys took note of that, I only lost about 10k, which is actually pretty impressive. I guess when you go back over here and consider we got 2000 XP for that, that's like 5 GP and XP, which for a crafting method that is so quick and just so amazing, you would think, you're probably gonna have to pay more than 5 GP per XP, but that's what I'm saying. I was impressed by that myself. While crafting may not have an important spot in the game, it is a skill that people, is pretty much a buyable and one of the quickest to get up in the game if you decide to go about that route. Excuse me, just getting together my merches. Dragon darts went down a lot lately, so I felt like I would, grab some of them. But basically what I was looking at is just general stuff in the game, and then I realized that this wasn't a single instance. This is happening almost everywhere within the game, and it's something I just wanted to go ahead and show everyone since it is just insane. And here we are over on GE Tracker. So if you guys want to go ahead and check them out, they're a sponsor of mine. Someone asked about this in the comments down below in the last video, so always make sure to comment so you guys can hit me up. But there was a recent leak in the passwords like maybe a month or two ago. People were asking me to go ahead and tell you all that. I guess it's no problem of mine. But basically what I'd recommend, as you should do with any site already, just good password protection type advice. Have different passwords for different sites, and for a RuneScape website such as this, I'd recommend keeping your password definitely different than your RuneScape password, because I'm pretty sure that's the only way people were getting hacked, is because if their usernames and passwords lined up from the site as they did in RuneScape, they're gonna get hacked. And I mean, it's something you probably won't have to deal with in the future on pretty much any site, I would hope. But if it does in fact happen, it's always good to be safe. So there you go, there's that. But one thing that I want to go ahead and talk about real quick, and I guess this isn't necessarily an example of something going down, but I would say to people, I don't know what the price of grapes are going to do. So ever since the Zulrah nerf, a lot of people haven't been doing Zulrah, and grape prices shot from 140 or 174 all the way to 340. Now that may seem like an overreach, but for being the fastest cooking method in the game and just being insane as far as like how quick you can get a 99 while also being pretty cheap, I'd say go ahead and do this as quick as you can on any account that you actually plan to skill with, because I don't know how long they'll actually keep this low of a price. I feel like Jagex probably didn't intend for this to be that good, but at this point it's been out in the game forever. Maybe I'm just overlooking it and I'm thinking too much about it, but I mean, that's what it's here for. You can make your own opinion on it. Personally, I think it's something that more people need to do before they may go up in the future. Now, something I want to go ahead and show you guys, I guess since this video is to talk about what all you can not make money off of, but I guess what all you can capitalize on. Right here, as you guys can see, Wyvern Bones, and Wyvern Bones are the exact same as Dragon. They hold the same price, sometimes not exact, which is why I would actually tell most people to buy Wyvern Bones. Typically, they're cheaper than Dragon because not a lot of people know that they give the same XP, so they get a lot less attention than Dragon Bones do. So I'd say almost always buy these. However, if you look down at the chart, it is insane. Over over the last year, they've gone from 3,600 to 2,600. And even then, I mean, the average price they've held throughout the years have been around 3,000, with the recent months kind of dipping down to around 2,800. But even compared to 2,800, this is still really impressive. When you consider that, you get 220 or 252 XP per bone whenever you do this, that's only about 10 GP per XP, which compared to what it was before at around 14 or so, I guess way back here, maybe even 12 to 13 in here, that's really impressive, and I would say definitely go ahead and get that out of the way. Now, something else that I would say would be ranging. Ranging, a skill everyone wants to do, and a skill people would like to get out of the way pretty cheaply. I would say, Chinchompas may be up your alley. While they used to be like, I would never chin in the past. I thought it was always really inefficient. But I mean, if you look at this, I don't know. Chins have reached and stayed above 1,600 for definitely a few months out of the year, and typically, I guess you could say they average out at around 1,450 to 1,500. And right now, even after I've told people that I think they're a good investment, they've still only reached 1,400. So I guess they're starting to trickle back up because of what I told people, and as you guys can see, that's about where they are. This is when I released the video and told people if they want to ask about my item, they can. Now, I don't know if that happened because of me or it happened naturally, but either way, I'd say, they're still relatively cheap for now, so you may as well capitalize while you can. Now, on top of that, with the crafting XP, as I said before, with the orbs, as you guys can see here, this is what I'm talking about. Battle staffs typically hold the same exact price all year long. As you guys can see, they typically hold around an 8,800-ish price range. They don't go a lot higher or a lot lower just because of the fact that you have to buy them for so much. That's pretty much why. So usually you end up losing money on the air orbs or whatever orbs you're connecting them with. And as you guys can see, over the last year, they've gone from 16 to 1,700 per one, all the way down to 900, which is absolutely insane. That means if you're doing the air battle staff method, it pretty much got cut in half as far as GP per XP, because really where you're losing all the money is on the orbs, not on the staffs, as I showed you a second ago. So it's pretty much been cut in half over the last year, and even before April to March of this year, they were holding relatively high at around 12 to 1,300. So it's a price I'd say definitely can't go a whole lot lower, as there are runes that you need to be able to do this, and you do have runtime and stuff like that. It's really hard to do this, and I'd imagine it's kind of dropping because of bots, but that's something I'll talk about at the end of the video. Now, if we go ahead and look at construction, oak planks have the same exact thing. Now, the site that I've been using to go ahead and look at this stuff is RS Buddy. Basically, if you use OS Buddy, it's just their website /efficiency. I know you guys can't see it on screen, but if you just type in RS Buddy efficiency, you should be able to find it. But as you guys can see, I guess if we look here, oak planks currently are 6.5 GP or 6.8 GP per XP. Now, they give you 60 XP per plank that goes naturally throughout everything. So if you look down at the graph, you'll see that there is an insane kind of drop off in price now. Even in February, basically, I don't know what necessarily made this peak, but they even hit 600 as near as February, and they've hit 660 in the past. Now, while they have dropped to about 420 GP in the past, memes, but anyways, while they have dropped to 400 GP in the past, or 420-ish, you guys can see it's not very often. They barely bottom out at this for maybe about a month, and now they've kind of held this price for about a month as well. So I'd say go ahead and capitalize on that before, they go back up. On top of that, since oak planks are dropping or were dropping, the equivalent for construction would also do the same. It just makes sense. It also dipped during the same time, as you can see. But yeah, it has reached a recent low as well. There's so many things that have been doing this, and there's not a whole lot of explanation for it. However, one thing that I have started to notice is a lot of these items seem to be creeping back up. That's why I'm trying to get people to go ahead and just get their money into them or get skilling as quick as you can. With gold ore, I don't know if this is as much of a problem, but even over the last week, as you can see, and I think this goes steady across all items, people are starting to kind of realize this, and so the price has been slowly climbing back up. Gold ore, I mean, they used to be 500 to 600, but with gargoyles putting them on, or with gargoyles having gold ore on the drop table, they dropped a lot right here. But even then, up until April, they've never reached as low as they have right now, and they've kind of held a steady price. So I'd say go ahead and try to get as much of this done as you can while they're this low. I doubt they'll ever go much lower than they currently are, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. So along with that, as you guys can see, we have another crafting example. There's just really a ton of examples I could run through with you guys, and you don't have to use exactly what's in this video, and I think that's a misconception misconception a lot of people get is the fact that I'm promoting solely these items, or whenever I make a video showing a method, I'm promoting solely that method. I'm trying to get you to, you know, kind of expand your mind, kind of think about what you would want to do in game. It doesn't have to be exactly what I put on screen. You can branch out from here. That's the same thing with my methods. A lot of it's meant to show you something cool, and for you kind of have that same incentive of looking deeper into other things and maybe finding methods of your own. But as is shown here, basically we've had a recent drop in green dragonhide as well. Now green dragonhide, the pieces also probably dropped a little bit. However, compared to what green dragonhide has done, they've dropped a lot less, I'm sure, because those hold a relatively close price with their high alch values, so that's what keeps their price locked. However, green dragonhide doesn't have that same kind of stipulation, as it doesn't have a high alch price itself. So as you guys can see, I mean, a 2,000 back here, 2,000 peaked in January, but for the most part, you know, typically holding 17 to 1,800 coins, and to drop all the way to 1,600 is a pretty big drop off, and something I'd say, you know, is worth checking out. So that's pretty much all I guess I have. So let me log back in real quick. So those are all the examples I have. Hopefully that was cool for you guys. I guess, you know, it's kind of just something to go ahead and inspire you guys to go ahead and skill. Oh, I said go ahead like twice right there. Oh, everyone's fucking triggered. But I'd be personally interested in what you guys think has made the price drop this much. Personally, I think there's two things. The first one, you know, a bit more optimistic. I'd say maybe it's because it's summer, and my thought process with that is that in summer, you get a lot of people off school, you get a lot of people on break. So people that don't play as much, that really don't have the time, you know, are a little bit newbier, I guess, you know, just naturally that's the way it works. And maybe they may be willing to do, you know, less money per hour methods than those that play the game all the time and know all the efficient ways. Something like running planks is something that no actual main account, I think, would want to do. However, noobs may take that into account, and it, you know, they may have fun with it. However, my, you know, second option is what I think it is, and I think it's bots. I think bots are slowly creeping into the game. For the most part, old school RuneScape hasn't had the best jump in players, I guess. You know, we do relatively well, but for the most part, if you ever see big drops like this in resource prices, probably because of bots, and I'd say that's a pretty safe guess. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you want to tell me, comment that down below. If you guys enjoy my content and want to see more of it in the future, make sure to subscribe. Shows a little bit of support, and I enjoy it. Also, Twitch and Twitter links in the description down below. Make sure to follow on both. But with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.